And what is going on, everybody? David here from Blückers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to take a look at two more Godzilla vs. Kong figures from the film by Playmates. And in this video, we are going to be taking a look at the Battle Mechagodzilla with Proton Scream and Arctic Kong with Osprey. So these are pretty much straight repaints of previous figures that we've taken a look at, and it's pretty much the same thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging real quick, and then we'll crack these guys out of its packaging, and we'll do some comparisons and so on, and wrap the video up. So this is your basic Kong with Godzilla vs. Kong packaging from Playmates. You know, you got Godzilla Kong lettering right there with Godzilla and Kong there. And then you got the figure itself with the accessories on the side in the middle of the packaging. And then you have the battle damage reveal. And then you have the Monsterverse in the middle. Then you got the name of the figure right there across the board. And then you have the Toho Legendary and Playmates logo down at the right hand corner, ages 4 and up. That's me. And on the side of the packaging, Godzilla vs. Kong. Then you got Monsterverse, and along with the name of the figure in itself. And then here at the bottom, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Godzilla vs. Kong. And then you got the UPC store number right there. So if you want these, I don't think they sell these anymore. So good luck trying to find these. And then you got an assembly for Mechagodzilla. Then here at the back, you got a written description, pretty much Godzilla vs. Kong, then the name of the figure right there, the accessory. And then for this, if you want to pause and read, you may. And then for Kong, you may pause and read if you may, or you may, not if you may. And we got a little bug running across the table. But yeah, this is the art rendering right there for the figures. And then here's Collect Them All. So we pretty much reviewed every single figure except for the supercharged Godzilla. Not really interested in getting that. I just don't like the way it's set up. It's kind of silly. But yeah, let's go ahead and break these figures out of its packaging. So what we got there. Then got a couple of little. So this is pretty much a straight repaint for Mechagodzilla, but there's a reason why it's this color. Didn't know his feet was tied down. But I really did enjoy Mechagodzilla. I just wish that I love the design. You know, I prefer the original design from 1974. But as far as the new design goes, I really did like this version. And I think it's one of the better versions that they had over the years, in my opinion. But the only downside, just I wish they would have saved him for a future video, so that way they could have had him for a longer period of time. You know, it's just a shame that they were rushed to include him in the video when they didn't really have to. And he wasn't in the movie very long, so that's the only downside about it. Right, let's go ahead and open Kong up. Actually, I do like this version too. It's the Arctic Kong. Did we need an Arctic Kong? No, not really. To be honest, I didn't think we really needed the Tokyo, or not Tokyo, but the Hong Kong battle versions. But nonetheless, we got them anyways. So they make it, I buy it. It's just the way it goes sometimes. I've had these figures for a while, and just now getting around to it. Like a year later, so, or however long these things have been out. Because I remember when these figures, when they were out on the shelves, they delayed the movie, but they still were on schedule for their figures to be released. And boy, these things just pegged and pegged and pegged. They literally pegged for a whole year, all of them, like every last one of them. And you didn't get the second wave till after the film was released. And boy, once that movie was released, I went to one of my local Walmarts and found these, and I snatched them all up. Then a week later, I went to go back to see about getting the Hong Kong battles at the time. And they were just gone. The display case that they had, they were just sold out. You just couldn't find them. Couldn't find them anymore. That's how well the movie did for them to sell out their figures a year later, once the movie was released, after its delay. I mean, that's how crazy it was. Then after that, you did find some, but it was like very scarce. And it was like, they were just never there. They never did have a restock. And when they did, that restock, it didn't last very long, I mean, once the movie hype died down and the first initial release of the figures, the second initial was pretty much gone pretty quickly too, And every once in a while you would see a restock here and there, but it was hardly any restock. If anything, Godzilla vs. Kong. And that's how popular figures were. Yeah, it had its peg warmers, don't get me wrong, but nothing like you see with like Marvel Legends or anything like that. It was wild. So that's why it took me a minute to get everything. I'm only missing like two things. Those are the big ones, the two 11-inch figures of Kong and Godzilla's the only ones I'm missing from the collection. All right, so we're going to move Mechagodzilla to the side. We're going to take a look at Snowy Kong, the abominable Snow Kong. So, again, this is pretty much the same thing as we got from the previous ones. And we'll go ahead and bring them all out. So, here's the first one, the battle damaged Kong. And then here is Hollow Earth Kong right there. And then here is the Hong Kong Battle Kong. It's crazy. It's weird how we're saying that like that. But again, it's pretty much same thing, same mold. And, they all have the same hands, legs, pretty much the same thing as its predecessor, But the only thing is they pretty much took this guy and just splotched a bunch of white paint all over. See, this is what I'm talking about. With the Arctic Kong, you have snow, okay? And this was based off the scene where, they had to drink him, and then they wanted to, needed him to help, he needed to get help to fight Mechagodzilla. So, anyways, long story short, they had to put him to sleep, to bring him to the Arctic, and he had to go through a tunnel to get to the area that he needed to go, and it was a snowy area. So, of course, he was all covered in snow and whatnot. So, I went to go get down that tunnel. But anyways, See, look, this is what I'm saying. You see all the paint for the snow on the feet, the arms. See, they even got a little bit on the chest and on the back and on the head and everything. Look, see, this is what I'm talking about. They could have done the same thing with this, with the paint scheme for the neon colors. They could have, even though, well, I stand corrected now that I'm looking at this. They do have a little bit on the shoulders, but if you're not really paying attention, you wouldn't even really notice it. I mean, I didn't even notice it until now. And I complained about it after, excuse me, I complained about it after I reviewed it without even really paying attention to it. But yeah, so he's got snow covered all over, shoulders, arms, back. They could have did the same thing with this. They could have just put a little bit of neon color, even if they skipped the shoulders, they could at least put it right there. That's all I'm saying. Just a comparison. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, nonetheless, it's still a cool Kong figure. I really like it. I like it a lot. You can never have enough Kongs in your collection. So pretty much like I said, same thing with articulation before. You got the ball on the head on the ball on the head. And then shoulders go in and out. They're on a hinge. And then the elbow, single elbow with the hinge at the elbow. And then rotation in the wrist, go around. Same thing with this. Rotation of the wrist. And then forwards and backwards, and then single elbow, single hinge at the knee, and then you got the hinge and ball at the waist right here, as far as when it comes to the leg articulation. So lots of good articulation for this figure, and I think Playmates did a real good job in all of their Kongs, And then here's the little osprey that it comes with, and just single solid white piece of plastic. That's all it is. Nothing fancy. Be sure you can hold it in his hand if you wanted to. So, but yeah, just fits right in with all the rest of them. My own little Kong army. Love it. All right, next up is the Battle Mechagodzilla. Now, I do love the fact that they added the translucent right here for the where it sails. Now, the reason why they call it a Battle Mechagodzilla is because it comes with its proton beam, and he does get a little dark when he powers up, from what I can remember. I've only seen the movie a handful of times. I should remember things like that. But he is a darker color, so let's go ahead and bring out its counterpart. So here is the, as some would call, tin can. So his leg joints are a little weak. On mine they are. I don't know about anybody else's, but you can tell. Just a regular repaint, But I do prefer this one, I do like the fact that it does come with a red protein bean. Proton, my bad, not protein. Proton bean. But yeah, all it is just a dark version of black version of the regular Mechagodzilla, hence Battle Mechagodzilla. So as far as the detailing goes, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just in the darker plastic mold. So this is a soft, pliable plastic right here. Even though it's not a bendy wire or anything, but I do like the fact that it is soft, pliable there. So Amount of details up there is it's pretty good for what it is. The only downside, even though this has got the legs, it's got a single hinge at the knees, and the feet can rotate. All this is just up and down. It has no single joints, no single hinge at the joint or anything like that, nor does these open and close. But you do get a jaw opening, closing up there, and that's specifically designed for this. So. There we go. So there is for some reason, the legs just not very good, in my opinion. I love the figure, don't get me wrong, it's just the legs are just really weak. So, there we go. And here, we'll bring out the OG, the 1974 Mechagodzilla. This is what I prefer, I do love this design of the new one, but if I had to pick and choose, this is the way to go. And do I recommend it? Yes, of course I do, but I would recommend, if you want to get one out of all the ones that they did, I would recommend getting the Bandai version of it, or the SH Monster Works version if you like the high-end stuff, but this one's my favorite. But anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much it for that review. I know it's pretty short and sweet, there's not really a whole lot to talk about Mechagodzilla, it's great detailing and everything. Love the fact that it got the proton beam in it and everything, but it's the legs. The legs are just really weak. This doesn't hold it up very well. This actually holds up a little bit better than the original ones, in my opinion, but it's just not very good. You gotta do too much to balance them out. Love the figure, don't get me wrong, but it's just the legs are just really weak because he's so heavy. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot before I forget. You got the battle damage right here. So pretty much see all the mechanisms, not mechanics, but the mechanism, in it right there. Kind of dark, but overall, do like the figure. It's just the legs that does it for me. Because like I said, it's real heavy. It's very heavy set on the top, very top heavy. That's what I'm looking for. But if you can just get them just right, where the feet are set just right, and have the legs bent, that's probably the reason why they included the articulations in the knees. To get a single knee hinge, and then you can move the feet, around, because it's top heavy. So I do remember him moving his arms like that when he blasts his proton beam. So, but yeah, great details on the figure. Love the plastic that they added for the sails and the tail. Love that they included the proton beam. The detailing is great. Love the battle damage, but the only downside is the legs. That's it. Trying to balance it out to hold that top heavy body, that's what kills it a little bit. That's what makes it weak, in my opinion. So, and here, bring out Arctic Kong again. I love the figure. I love all the Kong figures, even though it's all the same mold. The only difference is 3 out of the 4 of these figures, they got the same head sculpt. The only different head sculptors we get was with this guy right here. So, but everybody else, it's pretty much the same, but just different paint schemes here and there, Same body mold, same everything. It's just the only thing that's different is just the paint scheme, a little here and there. But overall, love the set, But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. That's it for it. And let me know down in the comments below what you think of these two figures. Did you like the battle Mechagodzilla with a proton beam or the Arctic Kong? Which one's your favorite of the two? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you've seen the movie, if you like the movie, if you hate the movie, or whatnot. Are you excited for the sequel? I know I am. But anyways, words of wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like. Because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.